What is the earliest completion time for the process shown in the order requirement digraph? It says times are in minutes. So the earliest completion time, that means we need to find the critical path. Because that critical path is what defines how long it takes for the entire process to complete. Okay, so the critical path can be found a couple different ways. One way is you can list all the possible paths and then find the length of each path and then just compare those numbers. Or you can try to use some type of logical process of elimination to try and narrow down the possible paths that you could select from when you're choosing the critical path. Like for example, compare T1 to T4 and T2 to T4. T1 is 12 to 15, and then T2 is 16 to 15. So 16 and 15 I know adds up to more than 12 to 15, so I know this 12 is not going to be part of the critical path. See how that works? And then I can compare down here coming off the 16, going from 16 to 15, then to 9, and then 16, 17, 9. I know the 17 is going to be greater than the 15, so even without adding the totals, I know this 15 is not going to be used. Okay, now we have it narrowed down to only two paths left. There's T2, T5, T7, and T3, T6, T7. So 16 and 17, that is 33, and 23 and 12, that is 35. And since they both end on 9, we're not going to be using this one either, because the 33 is less than the 35, and then you would add 9 to both. So you're just going to add the 35 plus 9, and that is going to be your critical path. So 44 minutes is your critical path. And I showed you using kind of an elimination method on this digraph, so you don't have to sit there and list every possible path. I think this might be a little more efficient. If this is confusing to you, definitely list all the possible paths and then just find the totals and then choose the largest number. That works just fine too.